afternoon and welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, my name's Mariana. Welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. So it is currently New Year's Eve and it's about 4:15 in the afternoon. Why am I picking up the camera on New Year's Eve when I should probably be getting ready to go to a party with friends? That's because I'm not going to a party with friends. As a homebody introvert, I cannot think of anything worse than going out on New Year's Eve. And I'm picking up the camera because I don't want anyone to feel alone when they're alone. So I'm guessing if you're watching this, you're probably sitting at home and wondering what to do with your New Year's Eve. Personally, what I've been doing for the day is I did go to Pilates this morning. I did go and do some journaling as well at my favorite coffee shop. And I wanted to, during my journaling session today, also go through the highlights of 2025 and what I feel that I did really well. I also did go through a couple of the lowlights as well, not to beat myself up, but to take any lessons learned that I can put forward into 2026 to make 2026 better. And going through the highlights of 2025 also makes me feel so grateful for all the things that I did manage to achieve. You know, traveling overseas on my own, paying down my mortgage, increasing my investments, and just all those sorts of little things. I think though this will be a pretty short video. I just wanted to turn on the camera. I've got no plan really in place. I do need to set up my new journal for 2026. And that's pretty much the last thing that I have on my list of things that I wanted to do. I have spent the majority of the day just tidying my space, making sure I've got clean linens on the bed, new toothbrush. I bought myself some flowers. I went and did a little bit of food shopping as well for tonight's dinner, so I thought I'd make myself something a little bit different. I usually just stick to protein and veg. Tonight I'm having a little bit of pasta and salad, and I'm deciding on whether or not to make myself a little dessert given that it is New Year's Eve. I know that spending the day doing housework on New Year's Eve is probably a little bit unusual, but I always like to go into the new year with a fresh space. That way I can wake up tomorrow morning and everything is nice and I feel calm and it feels like I'm setting an intention for the rest of the year when I do that. But for now, I am going to set up my journal before dinner time. I do really want to make journaling and memory keeping quite intentional in 2026. I did try really hard in 2025 and didn't do as well as I would hope. So I'm hoping to better that this year. So I use the same journal as I do every other year for the past, 3 or 4 years or so. I will close out my 2025 journal as well. So I just like to list at the back of the journal any highlights I've had, as I mentioned before. I like to reread the letter I write for myself at the beginning of every year. So my future self, thanking my current self for the things that I've achieved. It's sort of like another little mini vision board, I guess, in the form of a letter. So that's my new journal. It's just the J Burrows one. I just grab it from Officeworks. And I've also printed off my magazine cover, which I stick at the front of my journal every year. And this year I also included, I went to Officeworks and I printed off a copy of The Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt. I just love this. If you've not read it, look it up on the internet. I mean, everyone that's read this probably loves it. So I am going to stick that along with my magazine cover in the front of my journal. That way, every time that I feel like I'm a little bit defeated, I can just refer back to this and it will just give me the motivation to keep going. And then that's it. That's everything that I had on my list that I wanted to get done before the end of 2025. So one of the first things I like to add to my journal is the amount of days I have from the 1st of January of that year until my 80th birthday. And wouldn't you know, my black marker has run out. So I have currently got 11,917 days until my 80th birthday. And the reason I use my 80th birthday is I'd like to look back at my 80th birthday about the things that I've achieved in that time. I didn't make this up. I got this from Clark Clegley's channel. He does some really good content on journaling. So if you're interested in journaling and the way he goes about it, I'd check out his channel. I think it's mostly geared towards men, but I really like his straight to the point, no nonsense approach to things. So that's why I watch his channel. I also like to look at how many days I've currently lived since the day I was born. So I have currently lived 17,303 days. That's a lot of days. However, I've only got 11,917 until my 80th birthday. Now, Clark does use 90 as he uses it as average of when people die. I think that's a little bit more on the morbid side, so that's why I go with my 80th birthday. Anyway, the other thing I always add to my journal is my magazine cover, which is derived from my vision board, which you would have saw me make in my previous video. So this year, my word of the year is abundant, and I've taken some stuff out of my vision board and basically made them look like little stories on a magazine cover. So I always stick that to the front of my journal as well. It just helps to motivate me and drives me forward and make sure that I am doing something every day to at least move that needle just that little bit and hopefully be 1% better than I was the day before. So, you know, it's all about compounding, right? And if you're wanting to work out how to calculate the days and everything, there's actually a days calculator on the internet. So just get on that and then just work out the dates and it'll give you the days. So it's pretty easy to do. Clark does go around it in a really complicated way, but I just think there are much easier ways to do things. So I'm going to set this up now and I'll be back with you shortly. So it's easy as that. I've now got my magazine cover. I've also got my man in the arena stuck to the first couple of pages. And then I've also got the days until my 80th birthday. I'll need to get a new marker and fix that up. If you're not familiar with journaling, there are heaps of videos on YouTube. There's also a lot of journaling prompts that you can download off the internet. I downloaded Clark Kegley's journaling prompts, which are really, really good. And so are Ali Abdaal's journaling prompts as well, and he's also got a lot of videos about journaling. So if it's something that you're wanting to make an intention in 2026, definitely check out those channels. And that's the other thing about this little journal that I've got is there is a pocket in the back, so if I want to, I can print off some journaling prompts and just stick them in this little back pocket. That way, if I'm ever stuck, I can just refer to those. Also use my journal for memory keeping, and that's why I got the little Panasonic pocket printer for this year, because it is my intention to make this a really like an everyday habit where I can. As I'm getting older, I'm finding it's more important to document my life, especially as someone that is on their own. I don't have children. I don't have anyone to share those memories with as I do get older. So being able to look back through my journals is so important. And also that's one of the good things about having this YouTube channel. It does force me to take videos. It does force me to take photos. It forces me to document just the everyday mundane things in my life. Having this channel has been such a positive thing for me, regardless of if anyone's watching or not. It's just held me accountable in so many ways and has made me seek out things that I usually wouldn't. It's also forced me out of my comfort zone and forced me to try new things that I also would never have tried in the past because I was always a bit of a chicken. Whereas having this channel has just forced me to have that little bit more courage. So that's why I do it. And I want to grow my YouTube channel in 2026. So that's one thing that I'm really trying to work on. But I just wanted to get on here. There's no script or anything. Hardly any of my videos are ever scripted. I just pretty much go off the cuff. So you'll have to excuse it if they're never very perfect. But I'm going to cook myself a nice dinner tonight. Bella is having roast turkey and cranberry loaf with mashed potatoes that I made for her, or mashed sweet potato. And then I think I'm going to watch New Year's Eve with Sarah Jessica Parker, as I do every year. So if you are alone on New Year's Eve, what is it that you do to keep yourself company so you don't feel so alone? Are you alone by choice, chance, or circumstance? For me, most of the time it's by choice, because I am an introvert and I prefer my own company. But I also wanted to say a very heartfelt thank you to the people that have subscribed to my channel, the ones that do come back every week, that drop me a like or drop me a comment. I try to always respond to everybody. I really appreciate you coming back every week. It means the world to me. It motivates me and encourages me to keep going. And I hope that you keep coming back every week as I try and grow my channel. And if you like this video, please remember to give me a big thumbs up, as it does help to push my videos out to more amazing people like yourselves. Also, please consider subscribing. Drop me a comment about what it is that you do on New Year's Eve. I would really love to hear from you. I just want to wish everybody a very, very safe, happy and prosperous New Year, and I will see you again in 2026. Anyway, that's it from me. Until the next one, I hope you all have a fabulous night. Bye.